By the end of the last trading week, investor sentiment worsened due to weak earnings reports in the US. The data showed that even the largest US corporations have been hit by the pandemic. At the same time, traders brace for monetary policy tightening by the Fed, which is expected to start this Wednesday. Find out about the current sentiment in the forex and commodities markets in our video review on InstaForex TV. The US dollar closed last week with a 0.5% gain in anticipation of hawkish comments from the Federal Open Market Committee. The central bank is unlikely to raise the interest rate this Wednesday, although it's still possible. Investors evaluated the speech by Jerome Powell, who acknowledged the recovery of the US economy and hinted that the regulator was ready to raise the key interest rate several times this year. Besides, the US dollar strengthened amid intensifying geopolitical tensions, as the greenback is traditionally viewed as a safe haven currency. In the meantime, the euro-dollar quote continued its corrective downward movement after a long-awaited breakout from a 2-month sideways channel. At the moment, the price has returned to the range between 1.1400 and 1.1300. While the Fed has confirmed its hawkish stance, the European Central Bank sticks to its current policy. In the best-case scenario, the European regulator will raise the rate in September this year. As for the UK, traders expect the Bank of England to tighten its policy once again next month with another rate hike. However, in the pound-dollar pair, the US currency is gaining ground. Last week, the quote settled near the level of 1.3554. Investors are worried about rising political tensions. Thus, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson faced calls to resign after he admitted attending a staff meeting during the lockdown in May 2020. Bitcoin was the worst-performing asset last week. The number one cryptocurrency tumbled by almost 20%, having dropped below $35,000 per token. Investors avoid risk assets as the policy of major central banks is getting more aggressive, while some countries consider a crackdown on crypto. Russia, for example, considers a law to ban cryptocurrencies. Meanwhile, oil prices kept rising and approached the level of $90 per barrel. Brent crude hit a 7-year high and posted a 10% gain since the beginning of the year. Still, there are some factors to weigh on oil prices, including a sell-off in the stock market, low risk appetite, and increasing oil reserves in the US. Gold also advanced last week, with its quote rising to a 2-month high at $1,840 per troy ounce. Gold's uptrend was fueled by inflation fears, falling US Treasury yields, and rising demand for safe haven assets. And that's all for now. You've watched Combined Financial Review on Insta TV with me, Anna Kasatkina. Stay tuned.